For many years, a man searched for a gate. He had heard whispers about it since he was young. They said somewhere in the mountains stood a gate that led to enlightenment. Beyond it, people claimed, was perfect understanding, perfect peace, the end of confusion. And so the man dedicated his life to finding it. He traveled from village to village asking teachers and monks where the gate might be found. Some told him it was deep in the mountains. Others said it could only be found after years of study. A few simply smiled and told him to keep searching. So he walked. He climbed narrow paths along cliffs. He crossed rivers and forests. Years passed. His hair began to turn gray. Still, he searched. At last, one evening, as the sun was setting behind the mountains, the man reached a quiet valley he had never seen before. At the far end of the valley stood a tall wooden gate. It was simple, old, weathered by wind and rain. The man's heart began to race. "This must be it," he whispered. For a moment he stood perfectly still. All the years of searching had led to this moment. Slowly he stepped toward the gate. It looked solid and heavy. The wood was thick. The hinges were iron. Surely a gate like this would not open easily. He took a deep breath and placed both hands against it. Then he pushed with all his strength. The gate swung open instantly, so easily that the man nearly stumbled forward. He stared at it in surprise. There had been no lock, no barrier, nothing holding it closed, just a gate that had been waiting quietly the whole time. The man stood there for a long moment. All those years he had imagined something difficult, something hidden, something that required enormous effort to reach. But the gate had never been locked. The only thing that had kept him from walking through it sooner was the belief that it must be difficult to open. He stepped through slowly. On the other side, the valley looked exactly the same as before. The same mountains, the same sky, the same wind moving gently through the grass. Yet something had changed. The man began to laugh softly. Not because the journey had been pointless, but because the gate had never needed to be forced. It had only needed to be pushed. Some ancient stories suggest that many of the barriers we struggle against are like that gate. We assume they are locked. We imagine they require enormous effort to overcome. But sometimes the obstacle exists only in the mind. And the moment we try the gate, we discover it was never closed at all. If you enjoy quiet stories and ancient wisdom for modern life, subscribe for more.